The content of this podcast is provided for general informational purposes only and is not intended as, nor should it be considered a substitute for, professional medical advice.
Sweaty and pissed, sweaty and pissed. Menopause makes me sweaty and pissed.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
It's good to be back.
It is good to be back.
It's sweaty and pissed, menopause and more.
Yes, I feel like I haven't seen you in a while, Leanne.
I know, my darling. You're still just as thin and frail. And I'm sitting up here hot as I've ever been. And I said, I hope I don't have to take my top off in front of your child.
Yeah.
Because I wore this sweater and I forgot I'm 53. I shouldn't wear sweaters.
That is outlawed now. Well, so, yeah, because we should explain to our listeners that we have a little cold snap here.
A cold snap.
This is our first winterish day where it's really
like 22
really
degrees
cold for us. I mean,
yeah.
Anybody living north of us, sorry, but it's cold for us.
I know, we know. It's cold up there. We hear that from our Wisconsin friends.
Yes.
But for
all
us,
the time.
Yeah, for us, we're not used to this.
Right. And so we bundled up. We both came in with like 48 layers and we peeled off at least 46 of them.
Yes.
And we got inside.
I have gloves that don't match. I need a set of gloves.
Yeah. And your hat is a jewel.
I have this little, Kelly green and
purple
buttoned.
With a nice pale yellow trim.
Hat, yeah. I'm sure people at the gas station this morning thought, who in the world is that? But I got that years ago in anthropology.
Yes.
Trying to be hip and cool.
Styling.
Yeah. But it looks like a little green mushroom.
You actually look really, really quite cute in it.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
You've got on exercise clothes because you're going to go later and exercise because that's who you are. And I'm going to be that again. I thought over Thanksgiving, as I was eating a big gob of stuff, I thought I'm going to be more like Karen. I really evaluated my life. But I hiked. I did we went to the mountains in North Carolina.
Yes.
It's our 14th year to go to this old inn that was built in the early 1900s, and they have not put insulation in the walls, and the toilets are cold. But we go to, our whole family goes, and they cook. They cook for you so you don't have to cook.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's sort of like a bed and breakfast, you mean? Like,
it's an inn that's got several rooms in it.
And then they do the meals for you, no?
And they do the meals, except lunch, but they do these huge breakfasts where you would die. It's family style, and it's French toast, pancakes, which I'm not a breakfast person. All of it I wanted to, but good food. I don't mean this. They do a wonderful job, but it's just a bunch of eggs and then bacon, sausage. Finally, the last day, I was like, is there any fruit in the back? Because I need to go to the bathroom. But we stay there. My girls stay in another room with cousins, and then my husband and I stay in one room and share a bathroom with my son and his wife. And and it's an old tub that's got a shower curtain.
Oh, like a clawfoot tub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when the air comes on, when you're in the shower, first of all, the water goes cold and hot, and you don't know if you're going to be scalded or if it's going to be freezing. And then that shower curtain, air comes on, and that shower curtain just wraps around your body. So you take a shower with everybody else that's had a shower in that room for the past year.
How much you paying for
and
this?
And then I don't know. Chuck, I don't know. He pays for it, but we love it. But it is kind of like camping without the luxury of camping. And so we'll say every other year we're like, we love it here. And then the next year we're like, how many toilets did you have to unclog? I have to go get the plunger from the front desk. But no, they're precious. And there's a cat called Pumpkin that's in the lobby, and we all had to take Zyrtec. But it was... Because everybody wallered that cat. I didn't. I'm not a cat person.
But it's your tradition.
It's our tradition, and we hike, and the men fly fish
Nice.
And the women shop down in the little town. And they give 25% off the day after Thanksgiving. And it doesn't matter if there's it's a beautiful shop, but even if we don't need anything, we just act like we've been let out of prison. And we try to buy everything. What is that? A bird? A picture of a bird with a wreath around its neck?
Gotta have
Let's do it. 25% off. But I get to be with my little mom and daddy. And there's a big fire in the lobby. And people are very stingy with the seating in front of the fire. Yeah. So
there should be a timer on those seats.
It should be a timer. So it's a bunch of old women sitting in front of that, and they're cold. They don't have body fat, little tiny frail women that are not going through the change.
Yeah.
But I sweat all night. I would sweat, get cold, sweat, get cold, sweat, get cold. And then Chuck would be snoring that snore like, and then this heating system in the thing is cold or hot, cold or hot. Yeah, because it's not, it's like a radiator kind of thing. Yeah, I think. And so 1 minute you're sweating, the next minute you see your breath. It's that kind of thing. So all night I didn't sleep. So then my bladder leaked the whole time we were in Thanksgiving, which I think is due to not sleeping. Yeah, I think that I leaked some good old urine during Thanksgiving. Which I think, what is that odor? What is wrong? And I know that's gross. And I know that, but I have had people say to us about listening to our podcast, thanks, girls, for talking about things that nobody else can talk about.
Right.
And we want to be authentic and we want to be real, don't we? And so we're going to talk about smells that all of a sudden
body odor.
Smell when you're going through menopause.
Yeah.
Perimenopause.
Yeah, especially early on. Like in perimenopause and then as you're going into menopause.
Yes.
Part of that is, because some people say, when I sweat, I stink.
Yeah.
And never did before. And really it's like the body odor of a man.
Yeah, somebody cutting tobacco. Okay. Under the armpits.
Yeah.
There's sometimes when I think, I really don't need deodorant. And I'm kind of freaked out over deodorant anyway because you hear horrible things about commercial deodorant.
Aluminum chloride, yeah.
And then there's times where I think, I've smelled like a man cutting tobacco.
Yeah, or cutting tobacco.
In a field. I mean, like horrible. Oh, horrible.
Yeah, so what can happen is, when we're in perimenopause, I was said in earlier episodes that our progesterone and testosterone tend to drop, but sometimes our testosterone will really spike because of the stress of going through perimenopause and menopause, because our adrenal glands can secrete testosterone.
Oh.
So even if you're not taking testosterone, if you're going under a lot of emotional stress, which frankly that happens during these hormonal changes, and you're going through a physical stressor of the hormonal changes, sometimes we'll chunk out a bunch of testosterone from the adrenal gland, especially if the adrenal gland can't keep up with the chronic stress in terms of cortisol secretion, which is our chronic stress hormone. It will start secreting testosterone as a compensatory mechanism. It's just compensating for the lack of cortisol secretion. So, and when we have those excess bursts of testosterone, that's why one of the reasons men smell the way they smell is, yeah, because they have a lot of testosterone, obviously. I mean,
yeah. And, I dig
stating
it.
the obvious here.
I dig it. I like it. When a man, that doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just me being,
human
I
nature.
don't care now. Yeah. But I did. Mm-hmm. Before all this went to, what, in a handbasket. Okay. So first of all, can you tell me, what did y'all do for Thanksgiving?
Forrest and my husband and I went to Folly Beach, South Carolina. Yes.
Y'all went to the beach.
We went to the, well, I mean, it's not, we weren't in swimsuits. I mean,
was it cold?
Well, you know, it's 50s, 60s and windy.
But see, that's perfect.
But it's good beach walking weather. I mean, you can walk the beach, and Folly Beach is a fun little town. There's a lot of restaurants and sort of funky shops, and we rented bikes, and you know, yeah. So it was fun. We go with our good friend Ruthie Winsel, who is my husband's actually stepmother, but they're very close in age. And she's a great friend of mine. And so she was with us, and we went into Charleston for our Thanksgiving dinner, ate at a fabulous Italian restaurant, Le Farfalle.
Oh.
And none of us ate turkey. We all
had Italian.
We had, like, you know, somebody had squid ink pasta, and we had octopus and all kinds of stuff.
While I was sitting on a cold toilet.
Yeah.
In North Carolina.
That's right.
Oh, that sounds so fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really fun.
Oh.
It was a lot of fun.
And while you were gone, everybody in East Tennessee called in and said, "Where is she? And why isn't she in here working?" Because you have to work so hard doctoring all these people.
Well.
Oh, but how fun.
Yeah,
well,
it was
good for y'all. Okay. All right. So back to odor.
Yeah.
There's going to be a bunch of odor in different places, right, Karen?
Well, and we, you know, people do complain about urine odor if they are starting to have any leakage. So that's a bit of a problem. But
is that the main reason why there's odor down there?
Well, and then sometimes when the vaginal area doesn't get enough estrogen, you know, the flora of the
the flora.
Yeah, I said with an elegant gesture.
You did it with your little hand.
The flora of the vaginal area gets off, and so you get more bacteria, which oftentimes has a fishy odor. Sorry,
yeah,
everybody.
Great. Yeah, but that's the truth.
I know. So definitely, you know, we talked about what kinds of things you can do to improve estrogen levels in the vaginal tissue on previous episodes using vaginal estrogen. You can also use pH balancers because the vagina has supposed to have a relatively low pH, and bacteria loves a high pH and thrives in an alkaline environment. So, you know, by keeping the pH low, as it should be, it keeps bacteria away. So things like over-the-counter Replens and Refresh. Refresh spelled REPHRESH, because it's a pH balancer.
Are they washes or what?
No,
are they?
It's a gel that you insert vaginally with applicator a couple times a week. Yeah.
Oh. Mm-hmm. And you're okay with those?
Yeah, because they're just the Replens is a moisturizer, a non-hormonal moisturizer, and then the Refresh is a pH balancer, and then maybe taking a probiotic that is especially designed for vaginal health.
Really? They've got probiotics that are for vaginal health?
Yeah. So the company that makes Refresh and Replens, who, as I speak, I'm thinking they should be our sponsor.
Yeah.
Make a probiotic called Pro-B that is specifically to replace the vaginal good bacteria.
So what needs to go down before when you say use something like that? What are the symptoms, like if women are experiencing like an odor, a bad fishy odor?
Yeah, fishy odor, a real watery discharge.
Watery discharge.
Yeah, like, you know, it feels like you're almost, you know, peeing in your pants. It's so watery.
Oh, my word. Maybe that's happening to me. Oh, Forrest is back in the room.
Forrest walked in at
shut
the right
your
moment.
ears, baby. Oh, Lord.
Yeah. But, you know, again, if you do something like refresh when you have symptoms like that and they're continuing, then you need to be seen by your practitioner, because sometimes that has to be treated with a antibiotic vaginally, either clindamycin or metronidazole.
Oh, wow. You just, like we say, should we be taken out in the yard and shot?
Where's the line where it's like, this is just enough? I know.
And if I had to get out here and date, I mean, can you imagine if I had to get out here and get another man?
Yeah.
First of all, you would have to give me Lamisil for my toenails.
Yeah.
I think I've got some thick yellow goings on.
Yeah.
And then I mean, the grooming alone that I would have to do.
Well, you'd have to have like a 6-month prep period.
Not that I would get out and do anything unbiblical outside of marriage with another 50-something-year-old man. I wonder if I would have to go for like somebody 70 that can't smell. That's gross. I don't mean to be, but
it just happens.
When I went in your office, there is what I can't remember. Is it electronic? Or
yeah, it's a screen that has
a screen that talks about all your symptoms in menopause,
mm-hmm.
and one of the things that comes across is an odor.
Yeah,
and I thought I'm going to talk to her about that, because I have friends that go, "What in the world is happening to me?"
Well, and also when you don't make estrogen, estrogen is a feminine hormone, and it, just like testosterone in men, you were saying earlier how that an odor from men is attractive to you. Estrogen does the same thing for women. So when we lose estrogen, we just smell different than we used to. So it just doesn't seem like us, It's like, well, what is this? Yeah. So sometimes it's just a matter of estrogen replacement, if that's an option for you.
Is it God's way of saying, "Hey, girl,
everybody cut it out.
You don't have to do this as often as you've had to do. You don't have to attract a big man all the time. You can watch Netflix."
Yeah, I think, from a species survival standpoint, our hormones are what keep us attracted to one another. I mean, obviously, there are other factors, but from a purely visceral standpoint, it's just those hormones are really important in terms of attraction of the species to one another, of the genders to one another. So when you don't have those hormones, we don't get those signals, the pheromone kind
mm-hmm.
of signals. So,
but a woman going through that and has this, feels like she's got an odor.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you said in one of the podcasts before that when a man's testosterone drops,
mm-hmm.
the last thing to go on him is his sex drive. Yeah,
sex drive typically. Mm-hmm.
So you think, oh, that doesn't match up.
I know. Well, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't match up over the decades. Yeah.
Because women are...
Yeah, it's a miracle we have any children.
I know, and it's a miracle people stay together in their 50s.
Well, that's true. Well, a lot of them don't. So
they don't.
Well, the most, I think the highest rate of divorce happens at year 27 of marriage.
Oh, shit.
Where are you?
26.
Really? Mm-hmm. So better protect that, baby.
I know. We need to call a therapist.
That's right.
And talk. See, I'm a talker. I got to get it out.
I know.
And Chuck's like, I'm not talking about anything.
Yeah.
And so that's how we have to compromise. If I can talk about it, I'm all right.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to be. I'm trying
yes.
to. How am I even? I'm in brain fog. But what? To
Be a better listener?
No, because you know him, he doesn't talk, so I don't have to listen to anybody. Okay, no, I need to be more open to sexual. Like I feel gross. You know,
Yeah.
I've got estrogen gobby mess around my stomach that I've never had.
Yeah.
You know, I've had a big fanny, but never a big. Which big fannies are in right now? Wish they'd have been in the 80s.
I know. Well,
You know, back then, Kate Moss was a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like a prepubescent boy. Now the Kardashians, if they've done anything, they brought big butts into the forefront.
right.
So I'm thankful for the generations now that don't
Thank
have to
you.
worry about big butts. But I was ashamed of mine. But anyway, my stomach is just a gobby mess. And then odors that I think, oh my gosh, what is that? It makes you feel like, you know, that your life is over and they
Right.
should take you out in the yard and shoot you. But I've got to get past all that so that I can, because men show love through doing it.
Yeah. Well,
I love 'em.
I think we're much bigger critics of ourselves than they are of us.
Yeah,
know what
because
I'm saying?
men don't care, do they? About
not saying
the
they
gobby.
But yeah, I mean, they're, you know, I'm sure Chuck sees you as a beautiful woman that you are.
Oh, you angel. Well, I feel it's like this. You know, when you're going to put on a bathing suit at the beginning of
Well,
every...
that's just a nightmare for everybody.
And you tell yourself in the mirror, you know, it's what the Cosmo said in the 80s was, it's not as bad as you think it is. So I'd have to talk myself, you know, out of a hysteria.
Yeah.
Thinking, okay, this is bad. This is so bad. And then I have to go, well, Cosmo in the 80s said, it's not all that cellulite you think it is. Yeah, there's some, girl, but there's not as much as you think there is. It's our perception is so much, you know, worse than what it really is. So for years I've gone, when I've seen myself in a bathing suit, okay, it's not that bad. According to other people.
According to Cosmo. Well, the thing is, too, we compare ourselves to magazine
and Elle
photographs
McPherson in her 50s.
You know, where they're all photoshopped and airbrush makeup and, you know, I mean, yes, they're beautiful people and they're in shape and everything, but the level of perfection in the pictures is unachievable in real life. And then you go into JCPenney try on room, whatever they're called, fitting room, and, you know, under a fluorescent light overhead in a swimming suit, and you're like, wow, that's I'll just skip that season. I mean, it's just, you know.
That's why I had to get the swim dress at Land's End at Sears.
I'm thinking about getting a burkini.
With the burqa?
Have you ever seen burkinis? They're for women who wear burqas. They're swimming suits that cover your entire body. And they're really cool looking too. They're really beautiful. Yeah, burkini. Mm-hmm.
And that way you wouldn't get sun damage.
That's right.
Oh, Forrest is showing us that's a burkini.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, it is.
I love it.
It is, but wouldn't
Might
you
be a
be
little
hot? Yeah, you'd get a.
Well,
is
you
that
have to be in the
spandex?
water a lot, maybe, if you're on the beach.
Yeah,
Oh, bikinis are they're beautiful.
like a sari.
Well, you know, it's like a
Wrapped up.
knee length, straight dress and pants and a hood kind of thing. So they cover the head and the whole body.
Wow. That's kind of like a Land's End swim dress, which I am beautiful in.
I bet you are.
Oh, you talking about something that'll change your life is a Land's End. I did a show for a bunch of women, and a woman came up to me and she goes, because I do a whole bit about miracle suits.
Mm-hmm. So that's a miracle suit?
There's a miracle suit thing called a miracle suit that's got a girdle in it.
Right.
That I don't care for anymore because it squeezes fat out. You know, it's so in every other direction. But the Land's End swim dress, she goes, you've got to go and get you. And I was like, I thought, is this going to hurt my feelings? She thinks I need a swim dress. But I went and got this black swim dress that cinches up in the up under your breasts. It looked real thin through there. I've still got my arms.
Yeah.
I've always had good arms.
Good
Even though
arms.
I'm about to lose them, I'm going to start lifting again.
Yeah.
But then it is so attractive and so flattering, and it's a dress. I know that sounds gross, but I'm telling you, it's stunning. Get a spray tan, put on a little a diamond in your ear, and you look like a movie star.
Well, so does it come down further than
It
most
comes down
of-
further, so it's but it's not like a meemaw. It is short
attractive.
enough to where it's
cool.
I think they're very
That's good.
attractive. Yes.
Lands' End makes good stuff, I think.
Yeah, and then the Sears is closing, so you'll just have to order it.
I know. What are we going to do without Kenmore washers and dryers?
Will they not make those
I
anymore?
don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. You've got all that European nifty stuff in your nifty place. But anyway, swim dresses lowered. I'd rather take a bullet, but I may go with the burqa, burkini,
Yeah.
because I don't need sun damage. By the way, I've got all kinds of crusty things growing on me that you're going to have to look at. Terrible, little crusty.
I know.
Yeah.
We don't turn over our skin as well as we age, so we sort of collect barnacles as we go.
Yay! Bladder odor.
This is all sounding
vaginal
good.
odor, and now barnacles.
Everybody cheer up. It's it's going to be good.
It's going to be good because really we'll live to be 100. There's so much more to look forward to, like inflammation.
Oh yes, which we could talk about at another time.
Yes. All right, you doll.
Well, it's been fun hooking up after Thanksgiving.
It has, and we want to thank people for listening to things like odor and all the things that we've got to talk about. But women message us and ask us about these things.
Yeah, and thanks for shouting out to us on Facebook, and we've gotten some really nice reviews on Apple Podcast.
Yes.
And remember, we have our Facebook page. We have a sweatyandpissed.com website, and we're so glad you're listening.
I know. Right. Until next time, Karen.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Sweaty and pissed, menopause makes me sweat.